Welcome to my first live view station. I'll be playing some good Christian music and just making it real to you, making it real to me. And this is not pre-recorded. This is real stuff. So this is one of my favorite songs that I been listening to over and over, and this is one of the first one I want to share with you. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you to hear. And this is Goodness of God by Jenn Johnson.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me.
And I just want to stop there. The first thing it says, "I love you, Lord." It's like your heart just consumes you because, at least for me, it's just been like my heart just feels swells up with love for God. Like I want to do any and everything for Him. And then it goes into, your mercies consume me. Like it takes me back to just, all the sin in my life that God rescued me from. And it just makes me want to realize that, man, I need His grace. I need His mercy. And that's what I'm getting. And every day of my life, that's what's happening. I just keep getting grace and mercy. And it keeps me motivated, keeps me going to keep on want to try and be a better Christian every day. And I hope this does for you too. All right, let's move on next line.
All my days,
All my days.
I've been held in your hand.
I mean, have you ever think about that? That you're literally in God's hands all the days of your life. From the moment you were conceived to the moment you were born. Like, this is real. Like you think about your lifetime right now, and it's really about, all the experience that you've been through. You've actually been in His hands. Some of us may question, like, man, I didn't feel God then, but man, you know, you made it through it. You made it through it. And that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Like I'm in His hands before I came to know Him, when I became to know Him, and throughout my Christian life now, I still know Him. Like, man, throughout all those hard times, I'm still in His hands. You know.
From the moment that I wake up
Mm.
until I lay my head.
Do you feel like that? Like from the moment that you woke up, you know, to the point you lay down in your bed, like you're in His arms. Do you feel that secure? It just amazes me that you know, we should feel like that.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
I mean, the singer says she will sing, but do you tell of the goodness of God? Do you tell of all the good things that has happened to you, even through those bad times? You know, how are you doing with that?
'Cause all my life you have been faithful.
That's deep right there for me. Like God's been faithful to me even when I have those low times that I am not faithful in my heart. I just want to give up and give in. But He's always been there. And I think about times when I'm not spending those quality times with God, and then I turn back to Him. It's like He's still there. He's still there waiting for me. And the embrace and the comfort that I feel in those times are real. And it always reminds me of some scriptures in Psalms that David, no matter how many times David messed up, he always felt comfortable enough to go back to God and, go back to when he was a shepherd, just having that pure moment of playing his harp and praising God in those moments. That's what I remember when I think of this line.
And all my life you have
He's been good. He really has been.
With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You
You
will
led
lead
me
me
through
through
the
the
fire.
fire.
I want to stop there for a second. That line that says, "I love your voice. You have led me through the fire." Like, it's. Do you think about, when you read God's scriptures and it makes you feel like, man, you don't really want to do it, but it's hard to do it. And you hear that voice in the back of your head and you're thinking, man, I need to do the right thing. I need to do the right thing. And throughout those challenging times in your life is when you actually, you know, listen to God and you actually made it through those hard times. And you look back and you're like, so glad I listened. So glad I was faithful through those challenging times. And the times that we're going through right now, it's it's some challenging times. It really has been. And you name it, the coronavirus, the political atmosphere, the the racial tension that's going on. Like, it's wearing some of us down, wearing our faith down. But when we really fight hard to listen to God's voice, what He wants you to do in those moments, you will look back and say, he, you listen to His voice and He led you through those fire, those challenging times. And really, when you go through those challenging times, is really when, I should say this, you become that precious rock, that diamond that was formed in heat, in the middle of the heat, under the earth. And that is what you become when you've gone through those fire, those hot, those challenging times. And that's what we as Christians need to embrace, these challenging times, and become more like Christ, which is far more what than what this world can offer us. Let's go to the next line.
And in darkest night, you were close like no other.
Let me stop there again. It says, in the darkest of night. I mean, all these things that I just listed previously, the racial tension, the the political atmosphere, and the coronavirus, and just to piggyback off the coronavirus thing, people are dying, and not just because of the coronavirus. There are people dying from cancer, Alzheimer's, so many other diseases out there right now. And the pain, I lost my dad coming up on 2 years in February. And the pain that brought, I mean, nothing could prepare me for that. Nothing. It was hard. It was challenging. And I think about all those people who are losing loved ones right now, for various reasons. That in itself takes a toll on you, takes a toll on your spirituality. You don't even have time to think about political atmosphere. You don't have time to think about racial tension. The only thing you're thinking about, the pain of losing a loved one. And that's pretty huge. It's dark times, but we need to put things in perspective. Dark times for everybody is different. Racial tension, it's some of the darkest times for most of us in this generation, because we haven't really experienced racism as much as some other people. So we face this, we feel it, we see it, we experience it. And but the most important thing is, God is the one who's going to be that shining light in those times. Not someone who's going to lead this country politically right, or to find the cure for vaccine. God's willing, that that's a good thing. But my point is, you know, that light that God provides for us is what will help us make it to heaven. And that's the ultimate goal.
I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend.
You know, I mean, this two phrase. You know, I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. Um, it gets to me every time because I wasn't really close to my dad, but I'm Jamaican, so we weren't really like tight, but like kind of deal. But I love my dad and I looked up to him. I look exactly like him. I talk like him. I walk like him. I pretty much imitate everything he does, physically speaking. But just to know that the relationship that I have with God is deep because I know him from a father perspective, but I also know him as a friend because a friend is there for you whenever you're down, and a father is just always there no matter what, no matter how many times you've messed up, no matter how many times you've had a fight or argue. Your father is your father. That's just not going to change. And it's great to know that God and Jesus is like that.
And I have lived in the goodness of God. Yeah.
The next line, he says, I have lived in the goodness of God. Like, all those things are listed right now. It's exposing that the ups and downs that you have in life, the challenging times that you face, you know, you're actually living in the goodness of God, His grace, His mercies. It's carrying you through those experiences. And it makes you, when you look back, you're like, wow, you're living it. It's not that you gave up, it's that you fell down and you pick yourself back up. And looking back, you're like, man, I'm still going. You're living in the goodness of God. You have been faithful. He has been.
And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after.
I want to talk about this. Your goodness is running after me. Um, the mercies of God reminds me that, no matter how much I mess up, I can always repent. I can always turn around and change. Turn around from my sinful ways and change. And that is what God is like. I can't get away from His goodness. He keeps giving me chance after chance, mercy after mercy, good opportunities after good opportunities every day. And it weighs on me. It's like, man, God wants me. He needs me. He wants me to come to Him. He doesn't want to let me go. Yeah, and that's what a father is. That's what God is to you. That's what God is to me. And He will be chasing after you relentlessly. And that's the type of God He is. You know, she said, the line says, with my life laid down, I'm surrendering. It's like, you gotta surrender, man and woman. You gotta surrender because He keeps coming after you. He will not give up on you. He has never given up on you. He hasn't given up on me, and He's gonna be relentless. And if you look at all the experiences that you've experienced over the time in your life, you'll see Him chasing after you, opening doors for you to come to Him. You know, just surrender. Surrender. Lay down your life. lay down your arms, all your weapon, all your ammunition, you know, he's not gonna stop. So might as well you just stop and say, you know what? This goodness is catching up to me. And, you know, you can't ignore it forever. You just can't. I can't, you know. So I hope that song do something for you. When my life laid down, I give you everything. You know, are you giving God everything? Are you giving up everything? All the sinfulness that we've had hidden in the dark corners, you know, just give it up. Because He is not going to stop from knocking on your door. He's not going to stop clinging to your feet, sending good things to you constantly, hoping that you will surrender. That's the type of God He is.